Hi guys, thank you for watching this video. In this video, I'm gonna go over the three-step journey framework, which from my experience, I believe that I have gone through that in my entrepreneur journey. And I believe that almost all the entrepreneurs, all of us fellow entrepreneurs that are going through our journey as entrepreneurs are also likely to go through these three phases. This is something I've come to realize after I have been through all three stages, and I wish that somebody have let me know that in the earlier part of my journey, and also let me know what to expect in these stages, as well as what I should be doing in those stages in order to advance to the next stage. Okay. So I am going to share that with you in this video. Okay, so I've got a whiteboard on my screen, and I've also got an iPad, which I'm just going to write on my iPad, and it's going to basically show up on the screen here. The first stage that I have come to realize from my experience and entrepreneur journey that we all go through, it's called the dream stage. So this is the first stage. And this stage one, in this first stage, when I started this process, this is kind of like the pre-entrepreneur stage. Okay, this is when, before we jump onto the entrepreneur journey, this is where we are at, is we are dreaming. A lot of us started our entrepreneur journey with a dream, right? It's either a dream of being able to achieve freedom. That freedom could be either financial, it could be time freedom to get my time back. I don't want to work for someone else. I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job anymore. Okay. Or I don't want to listen to a boss anymore. I want to be able to follow my heart and follow my intuition and follow what I'm good at and be able to create something for myself. Or this could be like a geography, a location freedom, that I no longer want to be just working in a location, like in an office. I really enjoy like after COVID, we really enjoy work from home, and I don't want to go back to an office again. And I wanted to just work on my terms at any place I wanted to work, potentially anywhere in the world with a laptop in the online entrepreneurial venture that we go into. It could be, a coach, course creator, or agency. That's where we're starting as a dream phase. It's a lot of times this started when we have a dream for ourselves. Or it could be we have a dream for, let's say, I want to have a positive impact in this world. Okay, and we have a vision of what kind of impact that would have, like based off of what we are good at, what we believe we have off to the world, either as a service provider, or if you sell a product, or if you are providing some kind of a service, whatever it is that you're good at, you feel like you can contribute in a very positive way, have a positive impact in this world. I would say that you are probably at this stage. This, what I would say, is the pre-entrepreneurial stage, is when we are a dreamer. We have a big dream of what we can do. So I guess if I were to summarize this phase, this is when we have a dream that we could either achieve something for ourselves, or we can provide a positive impact, or to provide a better solution to service our community or for the world, our right fit clients, that we believe that no one else have been able to do that until we're here, that we have something to offer. So this is the first dream stage. The next stage, and I'm going to put it right in here, stage 2, is what I would call the do stage. In this stage is when we pull the trigger, we fully jumped in, or maybe and we were working part-time in a job while we're doing this at nighttime, to kind of get our business started and get a business off the ground. And we're working in the business. And this is where we're really getting into the nitty-gritty. We're getting it done. It's no longer just a dream. We're actually working, taking action to make this in reality. This is a part where I actually got stuck for a very long time, is the doing part. I didn't realize I was getting stuck in this phase for a very long time, much longer than I think I needed to be in this stage. Okay, so when you're doing this in the doing phase, right, in the doing stage of your entrepreneurial journey, basically we start getting into like a problem solver mode, where we are solving a whole bunch of problems. In the beginning, a problem is coming up with an offer that someone will want, and then we're trying to sell that offer, whatever that is, a product or service. And then once we sold that offer, then we started to find out whether that offer is exactly what the customer wanted, or no, actually we need to tweak that offer or tweak that service or that product until it becomes the right product or the right service, okay? And with the right offer and the right price for the right client. So there's a lot of problem solving in that aspect. Like basically the entire entrepreneur journey is like a big problem solving journey. We're solving one problem after the other, one problem after another, and so on and so on and so forth. And in that journey, we become great, better and better at problem solving. The more the problems that we can solve, the better our business becomes, and the more money we make and the more impact we have. In the initial phase is what we try to get the business off the ground, and we had to figure out what product or service we're going to be providing, and we have to figure out an offer, and we have to figure out traffic of either marketing that to our right fit client, reaching out to the right fit client, and then trying to talk to the right fit clients, close the right fit clients, and then be able to fulfill those services, right? And through that, we learn a lot, and we continue to tweak our service and products and our offer and our traffic of continuing to be able to bring in more leads until we start to kind of like tweak them until they're working right, like they are working well. Each one of those pieces are working well. And our business started to grow, right? Our business started growing. So we started to get referrals from clients. We started to get repeat clients, and we started to get new clients that saw our review, that saw our testimonials and saw social proof. And they're like, oh, wow, let's give them a try. And we started to enjoy success and enjoy business growth. So if you're already at this stage, congratulations. That's a great feeling to have. But it is also, from my experience, bittersweet, because there are so much work involved. As you and I know, fellow entrepreneurs know, that there's so much work involved. It's the work that's involved on this entrepreneur is much more than we initially anticipated in stage one, but we have grown so much, we've learned so much. It's kind of like we just continue to move forward. Once we get to a point, we have all these components dialed in, and our business is getting success. We're growing, we're getting more customers, we're making more money, we're bringing more revenue. Then the next issue comes in is, oh my goodness, I don't have time. Because in the beginning, we usually start this by being a solopreneur. We do it on ourselves because it's not proven yet. We have to continue to tweak it until it's proven. Or maybe we have partners that we work with, but we usually don't start with a big team and everything's all organized. It's like we had to create everything from scratch in most cases. But once we get to the point where we start to have the business is now proven, the business idea is now proven, we have proven products and services. People are raving, they are renewing, and they're even recruiting for us, referring clients to us. Then this is when we hit the next problem that is critical for us to get to stage 3. And that is, we need to now start to be able to scale our time and our capabilities. Because up to this stage, we're probably doing everything by ourselves or with our partners. But we're probably limited in number, and we're going to be growing our customer base to a certain extent where we just simply cannot handle more customers. Or we can, but we're going to be sacrificing sleep, we're going to be sacrificing our health, we're going to be sacrificing time with our family, we're going to be sacrificing the time that we can do for things that's going to help improve the business, because we're just literally doing all the work ourselves, right? That we shouldn't really be doing. And this is where I wish somebody had told me that you need to get out of this faster. Actually, I think my dad told me, but my dad is an entrepreneur, as you know, and he had told me you got to hire more people. I didn't realize it back then, but there are so many limiting beliefs and also just lack of the right understanding of what needs to happen at the right time. It continued to delay me from taking the action that was necessary for me to get out of stage 2. So one big problem in stage 2, I wanted to refer to this specifically to this framework, is in stage 2, when we're really busy, okay, and what I'm referring to when we already cracked the code for our service and products, and we are really good at what we do, and we're starting to get more and more business, more than we can handle, or getting close to more where we can handle, we're going to run into a problem where we are going to be afraid to dream. What do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is, when we're afraid to dream is, in stage 1, it's like, hey, you know what? I think I can do better than all these other people for this service and or product that is being offered. And I can service our clients so much more better. I can put something much better than what's available right now. That was kind of like a dream that I can do better. But when we're in stage 2 and we're really busy, so 2 things becomes very difficult. One thing becomes very difficult and one thing becomes very scary to do. The thing that becomes very difficult is to actually do dreaming again. To strategize on, how can I make this product even better? How can I help improve the customer experience? How can I continue to grow this business in ways that's better than now? A lot of times when we're in this stage, if you have experiences, you know what I mean. That means you're already experiencing this stage, or you have experiences in the past, is we're actually afraid to do those kind of dreaming and planning. Number one, when we're busy doing things, it's almost impossible to dream well, because when we're best at dreaming is when we have nothing on our plate. We have time on our hands. We don't have to commit our mind to getting things done. Like, our mind is occupied. So we can free up our mind, and then to be able to reflect and be able to create and be able to innovate, or be able to learn from what others are doing and learn from other things to get inspirations on how can I continue to improve the business, right? We can really only do that when we're not doing anything, when we're not busy. If we're busy, we can't dream well. For me, I just can't dream when I'm busy because my mind is occupied. So that's number one. When we're doing, it's very difficult to dream. To dream well, we need to be doing nothing. Okay, so we need free time. But that's precisely what we don't have in the later part of this stage two, when business is growing and we are running out of time. Like, we just simply don't have time. Every single new customer that comes in requires more time of us to fulfill, to service our client. We know that there's a limit to how much time we have every day. So we become kind of like the bottleneck of the company. So that's number one. It's difficult to dream. And the second thing that's really interesting, I didn't know this until I experienced it, is I'm actually afraid to dream. I'm actually avoiding dreaming. And this is specifically to things that if the dream, the outcome of the conclusion of the dream will require me to do more work in the business. And if I'm already kind of tied down, I'm already like bottled down, right? I'm already so busy in my day-to-day. There's so much on my plate every day. I simply just afraid to do any kind of dreaming to improve the business, or to offer more services, or to do anything else, because any of those new things that I am dreaming about, potentially it's just going to add more work for me. And I'm already overwhelmed. So I just simply can't do more work. So any dream that I do that will result in more work for me becomes something I became very fearful of it, because I simply don't want more work on my plate. I become very fearful of that when you are at a point where you're overwhelmed. So I was stuck in that stage for a while, okay? And I got stuck in that stage for a while. I had some success, but not a whole lot of success yet. And one of the reasons was like limiting beliefs. It's like, you know what, I'm not really a great leader. I don't know where to find good people, or if I find good people, I don't have enough work to give them, or, I have work to give them, but I can't really afford them. They're really expensive. So all of those things, or like, hey, if I wanted to do it right, I better do it myself. And, I can do this. By the time I train them to do this, they make a mistake, it's going to take me longer to fix that mistake. Like, a lot of reasons I gave myself to not hire or not to grow the team. Eventually, I started hiring, but I made a mistake of hiring only 1 or 2 people, okay? And that's also a key mistake I realized at stage 2 is you're not hiring enough people, because when you only have 1 or 2, then you are focusing on giving them everything to do. And what I have come to realize is, and I've talked to many of my fellow entrepreneurs and friends and such, and many of them reflect the same thing, is when they start to get really busy, they're giving too much work to the few team members that they have, and then their team member burn out, and then they quit. Okay, when their team member quit, now everything's back on their shoulder again. I have the same thing that happened to me. That's my fault, because I gave too much work to like a very small number of team members that I had, and I basically burned them out, and that's my fault. I'm still regretting to this day that I wish I could have done differently. So eventually I found out, okay, well, but it's too expensive to hire locally at that time. So we were looking online. We found freelancers, Fiverr and Upwork. And then just give them like gig work for task-based and pay them by the task. But that quickly become very difficult to manage, because they're not always available. They're not reliable in a daily operational way. You just can't build business on freelancers. So luckily we found virtual assistants for Philippines, which now we are using exclusively in our business, and they're wonderful. And we're able to hire a lot more of our team members from Philippines simply because it is more affordable for us to be able to do that due to the lower cost of hiring and maintaining a team from Philippines compared to here. Canada, we will hire them as independent contractors for us, but they do work for us on a full-time basis and part-time basis, of course, and they come to become very reliable and very trustworthy, and they are doing everything. Okay, so initially we gave out maybe 20%, 30% of what we do on our plate on a daily basis to them. And then they became, wow, really reliable, really predictable, and hardworking and honest people that we have. Then we started giving out more and more and more and more tasks to them, until eventually we started giving out, I think, I would say at this point, probably 95% of all the work, the day-to-day, is done by them. And by the time we started giving out at least 50% of the work out, we started to realize, oh my goodness, we're starting to actually free up a lot of time. And then when we free up a lot of time, we start to realize that, wow, there's actually a lot of things, a lot of important tasks that needed to be done, but I simply didn't get to them because I just don't have time. I was just always playing catch up. I'm just a firefighter in my business. I'm just doing like, what's the most urgent? It's like whack-a-mole. I'm just like always doing the thing that's most urgent. But once I have a large enough team, I think at that point we had like 7 people, 6, 7 people. We start to be able to free up a significant amount of our daily time. Then we start to realize, oh my goodness, there's all these other areas I've never addressed. And I now have time to build those areas up. And that helped us to really start to continue to optimize our business, to make it more stable, to make it run more smoothly. So that's where, at that point, I would say we're at stage number 3. And the stage number 3 is dream. So now we are in the dream stage again. And there's a key difference, I think, in stage 3 versus stage 2. And that is, when you're at stage 3, I'm still in stage 3 right now. Number one, one key difference between stage 3 and 2 is when I get back into the dreaming phase and I'm starting to brainstorm and create, wow, what else can we do to offer our clients to give them a better experience, or to give them more services, right, to increase our revenue, or to help them solve more problems in their business. We start to realize that I'm starting to become less afraid of thinking about those things, because if I dream up more things to do as a result of these dreaming exercises, those work are no longer falling on me, or they will be done by me initially, but then as soon as these things are proven that we should be doing them, I could then delegate it to my team, to our team, so that they can be the one doing these tasks. So imagine we can start dreaming up all these things that we can possibly create to help grow our business and help make our clients' experience even better, or to help offer more services or more products complementary to what we already done for them, right? But we don't have to do the actual work, because we can design it in such a way that it's all completed by our team. Maybe not 100%, but maybe up to 95, 98% is all completed. Like, all I had to do is maybe just take a look at the very end to look at where the main things are correct, like the most critical things are right. And even later on, I can even delegate that as well and make it 100% automatic, not by AI, but by our team members. And maybe with AI, I think what we're building out right now is we're looking to build out a team enhanced with AI, okay, in order to help them, massively increase their productivity and make their life easier. But primarily, it's 3 things: team, systems, and processes, okay, to help them be able to be as effective as they can in doing the tasks that we give them in our business, and also to have predictable, repeatable results. So in each one of these stages, right? Like before, when I'm in stage 1, I never knew what stage 2 was about, and didn't know there was a stage 3. Okay, so in stage 1, I was just like, everything is like, oh my God, this is great. I definitely need to jump in. But when I jump in, I'm in stage 2, then I started going through all the tribulations of, growing the business. And I started realizing, oh my God, like, wow, there's so much work. And I didn't have time to sleep. I don't have time for myself. I'm working on weekends. This is not as great as I thought. And I think most people get stuck at this stage. I got stuck in this stage for years, not knowing that I had to force myself to keep the business small, because I just simply cannot grow it by myself. I just don't have enough time, or my team doesn't have enough time because the team is too small. Also, the systems were not well designed in such a way that even though I've delegated the task to my team, I'm still deeply involved in the process as well. So they are doing the work, but I'm still spending way too much time than I should in the daily operations. So the system itself needed to be improved and needed to be evolved over time to help us continuing to exit ourselves out of the company. The more we're involved in our business, in the daily operation, the worse our business is. Okay, that's what I have come to realize, because our team is able to do things so much better than I can on the specific tasks, but there are certain things that only I am best at of our company, one of which would be the strategy and vision, big picture, direction of the company, which I'm the best at, because otherwise I wouldn't be starting my business, is that I need to be the one who be able to determine the direction of the company. So that is something that I would not want to give that out. I wanted to also keep those things that I enjoy doing, which in my case would be to be able to provide coaching and to be able to help our clients, helping them move forward through coaching, either it's one-on-one or either through group coaching. I find that is something that I really enjoy doing. Only those key aspects is where I would like to focus more of my time now, like where my zone of genius, I believe, is where I want to focus my time on. And then what I wanted to do at stage 3 is give everything else away as much as possible, as quickly as possible to our team so that they can execute them much better than I am, okay? Because they're doing that day in and day out. They have so much repetition and they're just doing those things, they get so much better at doing them because of the repetition that they're doing on a daily basis. Whereas if I'm just doing them, I'm jumping from 100 different things, because I'm wearing 100 different hats, I'm actually not going to get better results on average than my team could do, okay? And the stuff that I'm great at in my zone of genius, I won't be able to do that well because I'm just so tired and so distracted and so drained from doing these other things that I shouldn't be doing. So that's something that I realized in stage 2 that I didn't know there was a stage 3. I didn't even know that was possible. I seen it possible, but I didn't know that was possible for me until I was there. So I guess that's the 3-stage dream, do, dream framework that I've come to realize that I have walked through in my life. I am currently still running and operating in the business that we have created. So there could be a stage 4, maybe it's to sell the business, maybe it's fully automatic, I'm not even actually running it anymore. So there could be down the road, we might create a stage 4 of this. But I think the 3 stages that I've outlined here, the dream, do, and the dream stage, the 3-stage process is what many of us, I would say most of us, if not all of us, are going through or have at least gone through these 3 stages if you are online entrepreneur. Or I think if you're an entrepreneur at all, you're probably going to be going through the same journey that I've described here. And I've also come to realize that in stage 2, in different stages, in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, there are certain things that will move us forward to that next stage as quickly as possible, but there are certain things that's holding us back from moving to that stage that we had to get rid of in each stage. And I'll cover that in more detail in another video. I hope you find this framework helpful in terms of being able to understand this 3-stage journey that I have described. Please let me know if this is helpful in the comments below, if you could. And also, if you can let me know what stage you're in. Do you also experience some of the things I have mentioned in this video? Okay, if you enjoy our channel, feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll be putting out more videos like this one to share things that we wish somebody had told us in our journey, okay, that I wish I known earlier. Thank you so much for watching this, and we will see you soon in the next video. Take care.